and Minority Leader will be honored to receive your questions.
Thank you, ma'am. So let me commence with my interpellation with that permission from our sponsor. I am also a co-author here.
That's correct.
Of this bill, Mr. President. So actually,
it's a unanimous bill on both sides.
to use the terminology of our Senate President, this is a
Happy bill.
happy bill.
There we go.
Happy
Yes,
bill,
more
Mr.
precisely. Yes.
So yes, we know what this bill is all about, what is the purpose, but I think, Mr. President, we have subjected this to a lot of discussion informally. So if we know from the sponsor what direction or what final form we plan our bill to take, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President, Minority Leader, we are taking into consideration the exigencies of the national budget and the many requirements on our financing capacity. And as a result, we've come to an agreement that what we should put forth is a revision of the three bills presented. Those of Senator Pimentel, our Minority Leader, Senator Revilla, and Senator Gatchalian. And that is to give recognition to our 80-year-olds, providing them with 10,000 each, our 90-year-olds, providing them with a longevity award of 20,000 each, and finally, maintaining the Centenarian's award of 100,000 each, even as it is in the present law, which, according to the estimates provided by our DSWD and the Listahanan 3, should total roughly 2.1 billion plus or minus, an amount that, given the honorable purpose of the bill, is not extremely large.
Thank you for that, Mr. President. This bill actually is meant to honor what we call longevity, di ba? So, to recognize or to honor, and then we are actually not making any economic classification here. Basta umabot ka sa edad na mga sinabi natin are milestone ages, you will receive the parang cash gift from the government.
That is correct, Minority Leader. It's really a recognition of longevity and an award. Even like the loyalty awards provided by private corporations and the government from time to time for loyal employees in service for over 10 years. What is provided as a stipend for medical and other urgent expenses of our senior citizens, particularly indigent senior citizens, is the social pension, which is now raised to 1,000 pesos a month and is actually for the first time included in the NEP and not merely in the unprogrammed of GAA 2024.
So at least klaro po yan na ito po ay recognition cash gifts at iba pa yung senior citizens allowances for the indigent senior citizens. Ano na po ba ang, just ito for the record lang po to, and out of curiosity, and siguro yung mga nakikinig at nanonood sa atin gusto rin malaman, ano po bang life expectancy ng Pilipino ngayon?
Ang life expectancy ng Pilipino ngayon is 71 for men and roughly 76 for women. Women, obviously, even 78 for females. I'm sorry. 78. So 71 for males, 78 for females. Clear 7-year advantage for females.
That's a big advantage, Mr. President. 7 years. And then, since ang atin pong beneficiaries ay yung mga mag-80 years old, magse-celebrate ng 80th birthday, 90th and 100th, may we know our estimates on the number of our beneficiaries for this recognition cash gifts, Mr. President?
Yes, I believe that the numbers that are anticipated based on our PSA numbers would be about 131,000 for 80-year-olds, 26,700 plus for 90-year-olds, and 2,623 for 100-year-olds. Right now, for the centenarians, we are giving less than 1,700 because of the difficulty in disbursing and identifying them.
Apo, basta importante, basta alam nila na meron po silang cash gift.
That's correct.
So anyway, if it's a gift. Yung iba, it's waivable because it's a gift, Mr. President. So.
Yes, we of course have some concerns, and I believe the version in Congress is that every 5 years a gift should be given, but I believe that might be very difficult to disburse as well as be possibly confusing. 10 years seems to be the traditional recognition.
Opo, dun sa ating committee report, there's an inflation peg, di ba? So
Yes.
are we going to pursue that? Ako kasi, my position is this will complicate matters, Mr. President.
Yes, we're happy to let go of that, given the wild inflationary
Okay, thank you.
numbers we have today.
Siguro po, Mr. President, we just anticipate since sa 100 years old, we are maintaining the existing law or program.
Yes, that is the bill proposed by both Senators Revilla and Gatchalian.
Apa. And then, so, ang bagong feature ng ating panukala, pag mag-80 ka at mag-90th birthday ka, doon ka may bago kang cash gift.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
kung pwede po, Mr. President, we anticipate the transition since new program ito, and we could govern already the scenario where for those who are those who are already 80 at
Yes.
the time the law becomes effective, and those who are already 90. Hindi, yung already 80 is nag-birthday na,
Yeah.
not yet celebrating the 81st birthday.
That's correct.
90th birthday na, not yet celebrated the 91st birthday, entitled po sila.
Yes, that's
The cash
correct.
gift,
They should
apa.
be qualified. Thank you very much for clarifying,
So,
Minority Leader.
If we make sure that there is a section governing that situation and
Yes.
making it very clear that they are entitled. So
Yes, thank you for the clarification. We will add that.
with that, Mr. President, I think the version of the bill in the mind of our sponsor already captures the consensus of this chamber, and it does not really change the existing program. It introduces new benefits to younger, quotation marks ko na
Younger
celebrants.
seniors.
Younger celebrants or younger seniors, Mr. President. So let me congratulate our sponsor for also having been very patient with us and being very meticulous with her computations, and hindi lang sa meticulous, and accurate. Yan ang importante na nakita natin yung...
Thank you very
So the total
much.
program, ma'am, will cost how much? The total program?
I believe it will be 2.107, and this incorporates already incorporating the existing Centenarian program.
Yes, oo. Ito, because of our new programs, ito lang po this will now be the budget implication.
That's correct.
2.1 billion. So, I think we can afford this, and I think we should give this. Kaya, diba?
Yes, we're all in full agreement.
Yes.
Congratulations po to all of us. Thank you very much, Minority Leader, and we will give everyone a clean copy of the bill as soon as possible.
Thank you for
po.
the time. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Thank you very
if I
much.
may.
Yes, Majority.
First of all, Mr. President, let me congratulate our distinguished colleague from the great province of Ilocos Norte for passionately pushing this very important landmark legislation. I just have one question, Mr. President, because as everyone know very well, this representation sponsored and principally authored the doubling of our social pension for our senior citizens. But unfortunately, Mr. President, we have been receiving reports since the passage of the law, still half of the pension fund, which is only 500 pesos, ang nare-receive pa rin ng ating mga senior citizens. And we have been fighting for this measure not only to be passed, Mr. President, but also to be implemented properly. But unfortunately, it was not implemented this year, and our senior citizens are hoping and praying. They are already fasting, Mr. President, so that the full implementation of the law will be realized come 2024. So my only question, Mr. President, and my only reservation, Mr. President, even during the time when we were discussing this particular measure inside the Senate lounge, is that will we have a budget finally to implement the doubling from 500 pesos to 1,000 pesos social pension for our senior citizens? Because if I look at the figures right now being shown here inside this plenary, it's only 2.1 billion, which I think is manageable, Mr. President. But if you look at the budget for the social pension, I know it's way higher. So I just wanted to put on record, Mr. President, that even before we act on this particular measure, we are already assured that our senior citizens will get what is due them with regard to the law that we passed last Congress. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished colleague.
Yes, thank you very much, and I hope it's of help if you could look at the slide that we've put up regarding the social pension. It's been a matter of grave concern that we have not been able to deliver the 500 additional amount that was promised originally in the bill of Majority Leader Villanueva. So, ang nangyari, naglagay po tayo ng unprogrammed appropriation dahil ayaw pumayag noong 2023 at mukha naman paunti-unti may lumalabas. Kung sakasakali, ma-release yung 25 billion na yan, mawawala na yung utang natin, may konting excess pa ng 489 million. But for 2024, nakaprogram na siya na kumpleto. Kulang na lang nung 3 billion na sigurado naman ako, tutulungan ninyo akong maghanap niyan para wala na tayong utang sa mga lolo't lola.
So we mean to say, Mr. President, there's still 3 billion lacking plus the
Plus the 2.1.
2.1. So that's about 5 billion, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Siguro nun,
With the help of leader and our desire to honor our senior citizens. So with that, Mr. President, let me put into the records my full support to this very important piece of legislation. At this juncture, Mr. President, may I move that we recognize also Senator Bong Revilla for his manifestation/interpellation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, I
Thank you,
distinguished
Mr.
colleague,
President.
Senator Bonavilla is recognized.
We thank the very able and hardworking chairperson of the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare and Rural Development, Senator Amy Marcos, for shepherding this measure, which has been our commitment to our beloved senior citizens, Mr. President. This is not a question, but a mere reiteration, no less than the United Nations Principles for Older Persons mandate that senior citizens should have access to social and legal services to enhance their autonomy, protection, and care. Hindi naman po lingid sa kaalaman ng lahat na sa dapit hapon ng kanilang buhay, dumarami ang pangangailangan ng ating mga senior citizens na kadalasan ay hindi na nila kayang matustusan sa kadahilan ng retirado na sila. This is why, as we commend Senator Marcos for her efforts in ensuring this measure
is given ample attention. We do so with the prayer of hope that by next year, we have already turned this dream into reality. Panawagan din po natin sa DBM, ibigay na natin ito sa ating mga senior citizens. Simple lamang po ang hangad ng panukalang ito. How much, or shall we say, how little of our budget will it entail? Katulad po ng nabanggit ng ating mahal na Senator Amy, 2.1 billion lamang po, no? Napakaliit nito para sa ating mga senior citizens. Kung kaya naman, bakit hindi natin sila pagbigyan? Iilan lamang naman po ang 80 and 90 years old senior citizens na lalo na yung mga umaabot ng 100 years old, no? Inuulit ko, simple lang naman ang mithiin ng panukalang ito, ang mai-advance na natin ang halagang ito bilang pagtanaw ng utang na loob sa lahat ng kontribusyon sa ating lipunan ng ating mga senior citizens. Ang panukalang ito po kasi ay bunga ng hiling na pakikiusap ng ating mga senior citizens ng pangamba ay hindi na sila umabot ng 100 years old. Ika nga po nila, aanhin pa ang damo kung patay na ang kabayo. Ang ating paniniwala po ay hindi na dapat pa pinaghihintay ang ating mga senior citizens na mabigyan ng kaunting ayuda sa kabanata ng kanilang buhay kung kailan mahina na sila at wala nang paghuhugutan pa ng pangtustos sa kanilang pangangailangan. There's no need to wait because of our 80 and 90 years old senior citizens deserve it without a doubt. Kaya again, Mr. President, ang aking taus-pusong pasasalamat sa sipag at tiyaga ng ating chairperson, Madam Amy Marcos, at maisa sa katuparan na ang itong Centinarian Act na bagong version ngayon. Senator Amy, congratulations, at sa lahat ng ating mga colleagues, maraming salamat sa panukalang ito. Thank you very much.
Salamat, Senator Bong Revilla. Tama
Thank
po
you
kayo,
very much.
napakasipag. Biro mo, lola na yan, super lola na yan ang ating kababakang kasamahan. Pero ang galaw parang millennial.
Lola na po.
Millennial ang galaw.
Lola na, Mr. President.
She's a lola already, yes.
Strike
Her
off.
children have a...
Gentlemanly, I am inspired to
She's a
urge
proud
you
Lola
to
na rin.
strike this
Proud.
off the record.
But the way she acts and conducts herself is like a millennial.
Nax.
So she can relate to
So it's a
everyone.
millennial Lola, Mr. President? Just kidding. Mr. President.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy,
More power
and
to our sponsors.
we should all be happy for this very happy bill indeed for all the lolas and lolos in the country.
Maybe with the permission of the minority floor leader, we can amend it already today and approve it on second reading.
Are you ready to amend?
Not quite. Can we do it tomorrow?
Oh, okay.
Dahil kasi
All right.
we have to formulate the balik lola pace po. Bukas kasi magpo-formulate pa tayo ng provision that makes it very clear that after the 80th birthday and before the 81st, the lolas are indeed qualified.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, and there being no member who wishes to interpellate and ask further questions, I move that we close the period of interpellations and debate. So move, Mr. President.
There being no objection to the motion, motion is approved.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend consideration